All right. Well, I'm currently trying to find the next beat. I have a few that I've been thinking of today, but this one was really one I was liking. So let's see how it sounds. My process is usually I try to find a beat, I kind of like freestyle mumble rap to it, and then kind of go from there. And I usually don't have I kind of have a vibe that I'm trying to go for. I usually try to have a topic too that I'm trying to go for. So yeah, we'll see. All right, so I think we got a beat. Let's see. That might be it. Come on. Say it again. Hey, I be in the spirit, how you gonna mess on my zone? But tell me, let me hum me in a different tone. But send me on a better, tell me on my tone. Alright, I think I like that. Also have a computer behind here, so. Excuse me. I be walking in the spirit, I mean on the zone. They wanna get it, baby, tell me on my tone. And then on my home. The better to be shimmy, the better than my home. I like that, but I'm wondering if we can make it a little bit more repeatable. Let's see. I be in the spirit of my zone, huh? They wanna burn a kindness on my combs, They wanna be the singing on my own, I don't wanna get it on my home, huh? Okay, I think that might be it. So, I be in the spirit on the home. We gotta come into it. I be in the spirit, not the zone, huh? Better than me turning with a bone, bruh. The baby's in me turning to my cone, she finished him in at home, okay. That's it right there. Alright, so now the next part is to load it up into my DAW. I load it up, make sure I just do some like little things like gain stage. I then add the track and make sure everything's in there. And so I will see you in a little bit. All right, pretty simple. All I do is set this up, set the track 1, bring it down to 12. That's essentially -12 starts right over there, which you can't see, but it's right over there. So when I bring that up, you see. And then I make sure to change this so that beat, and then yeah, keep going. I also just kind of get my raw vocals onto here. I just make sure I get it selected and then hit yes. After that, I add the effects later. So right now I'm just gonna go put in some like vocals that can serve as the structure for what the song or the sound could feel like. So we got the mic down. Now I'm gonna record and just freestyle. Really what I'm looking for is just a semblance of how I might structure the first part of the song, and then I write accordingly. So right now I'm just really trying to find the sound of the song. This is the part of the song where it's just, I just see what sticks. Now that I have something like this is just freestyling. Living in the spirit of my zone. They wanna go ahead and put their tone. Manila, so Veneba ahead and come a tone. Shout out to the Philippines, though. Manila, Manila. So really right now, all I'm doing is figuring out what sticks, what doesn't, and then I write to it. And then that's where I've been trying to make a conscious effort of not just writing what I feel like. And I know some people might think this is like, it's like not that deep, bro. But I think for me, this is where I pray. I start with prayer, and I invite the Spirit in to the song, because I think that it's super important to do anything with intentionality. And I want to create songs that glorify God, but is authentically me. Ultimately, I want God to be glorified. And if God needs to be glorified, I don't want anything of me or my ego or my my baggage that isn't glorifying to God to be in this song. And so that's where I ask God and the Spirit to speak through me. And I think that's the message of this song, and I think that's what I've been feeling recently. So I think I'm gonna sort of explore those themes within this song. So that's kind of an insight into how I write my music, how I think about songwriting, and yeah, we'll see what we have. Right now it's 2:37 on a Friday, so let's see if we can get it done today. I usually try to just be really quick, and by quick I mean I try to finish songs in one sitting if I can, because I feel like, if you take, especially for me, if I take breaks and come back to it, I'm not in the same zone as I was when I'm writing. So yeah, we'll see if we have a couple bars. See you soon. All right, so it is 3:55. I think I have something I really like, but we'll see how it feels. I mean, this is the part of songwriting. You gotta stick through it. So this is what I have so far. Start from the top. Living in the spirit, that's a known killer. Wearing out my flesh, that's a grown sinner. Cross on my shoulder, that's a bold killer. Little bit of Cadillac spice, no vanilla. Illa. Miss that point, I'm trying to observe. Speak of the truth, I'm trying to be heard. Y'all know that verse about last shall be first. The church in the west is grasping the purse. Grasping the purse while passing the thirst. The fashion of man and his masking the curse. The facet of planning and packing the church. Will pastors be acting and laughing and burst? All right, so we have, I think the first half done. It's 4:56, almost 5 o'clock. So I think I'm gonna call it there for today. But I'm really, really happy with how it's actually coming out. My wife said this is actually one of her favorite songs of all time that I've made, and I haven't even finished it. But I'm so excited for where this is going. It's like something you can bounce to, but it's also simultaneously really meaningful. Like, for example, I start off by saying, living in the spirit, that's a known killer. Wearing out my flesh, that's a grown sinner. If you're living to the spirit, you're dying to your flesh. That's a known killer. Wearing out my flesh, that's a grown sinner, because I'm wearing out my flesh every single day. I try to live by the Spirit, and what God says, if I'm wearing out my flesh, I'm still a sinner, but I'm growing. That's a grown sinner. So I think it's very meaningful. I pray that God would continue giving me the words. All right, so I'm back again. It's what, 11:36. I really, really like how this song's sounding. I've kind of mumbled a couple after the first part, and this is what it sounds like so far. All right, so I'm gonna play like the new verse after the chorus. So it's gonna sound like this. Cadillac spice, no vanilla. Living in the spirit, that's a known killer. Wearing out my flesh, that's a grown sinner. Cross on my shoulder, that's a bold killer. Little bit of Cadillac spice, no vanilla. Illa. Speak the truth, you know what to do. Speaking knife fire, something I know. Sometimes, something I'm to find time in the minute, high. Say the truth, you know what to do. Getting jiggy on a beat, what to do. So I loved that part where it's like bum bum na 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 na, and what I'm gonna do is write to that and then layer in some harmonies and some doubles. That's gonna sound so sick. I'm so excited for that. It's coming along. It's coming along. Okay, so I think I got it, and I think it sounds amazing. I'm gonna play it for y'all. Man, that sounds great. Little bit of Cadillac spice, no vanilla. Illa. Speak of that, you know what is bad. Usually just talk on the socials and the mags. We steady use the Bible just to go and build a brand. Fine line, you be living online, alright. Where you at when the money fall flat? You went and sold your soul for your earthly cul-de-sac. 20 years in and your family's past. Fine line, you be living online, alright. Oh man, that sounds so good. I love that melody. I'm gonna keep working on it probably tomorrow, but that is a really, really solid place to leave off on. Fine line, you be living online, alright. Alright, so it's day 2, 1:34. Listen to the song a couple times today. I'm a little tired, not gonna lie, but I'm gonna just force myself to push through. I just have a little bit more left, so I should be able to do it within the next hour or so. I think it's really important that when you feel tired, regardless of you feeling tired or not, if you're an artist, you just kind of have the discipline of just showing up. And sometimes it'll stick, sometimes it doesn't. I think that's where you invite God into it. And then, sometimes God gives you the melodies and the music, and sometimes it's just, But you can show up every day as an artist, and that doesn't have to just be musically. It can be like for writing, poetry, painting, camera work, anything that involves creativity. It's just the act of showing up over and over and over again. So, yeah. So we're going to see what comes out of this. I'm excited, though. I actually ended up deciding to not continue writing, and here's why. So I was already at a minute and 55 seconds. It's basically 2 minutes. And I don't want because there's a whole nother minute to the song. I don't want the song to be like 3 minutes long and it has like 6 choruses in there. I just feel like that's like way too much. The chorus is like a good 3 times, which is like a structure of a song. Obviously, I'm not trying to be formulaic with it, but I just feel like, I think it's ending off well, so I think I'm just gonna call it right there. Now I'm just gonna do some final mixing and mastering, and then we should be able to listen to the song soon. I'm planning on releasing it probably next year, only because I have a couple songs that I'm just working my way through. So I think this would be sometime in like January or Feb. So super excited for that. I can play this last part. So kind of building up from there. And adding a little riser. And living in the spirit, that's a known killer. Wearing on my flesh, that's a grown sinner. Cross on my shoulder, that's a bold killer. Little bit of kettle, spice, no vanilla. Living in the spirit, that's a known killer. Wearing on my flesh, that's a grown sinner. Cross on my shoulder, that's a bold killer. Little bit of kettle, spice, no vanilla. Hit up. It's right here. I said, what'd I say? I said, fine line, you be living on. Living in the spirit, that's a known killer. And that's how the song ends. So, y'all have a good one.